Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another cast here on the Ash and GG channel, and today we are having a look at Fretted Brion's Hena here in the AD carry position, and obviously with that we are going to cast the entire game here. So let's get started. Wulai Dong Xianqi is Aatrox here in the top lane, and he's going to be facing off against a Camille. Pretty interesting matchup, and we're going to be panning up there quite a bit actually. And one thing that Aatrox does do very well is he prepares and sets up for the Viego as well as for the Galio, who is starting in his mid lane. In the bot lane, we have a Renata Glusk and Kalista. Pretty decent combo. However, they will be facing off against Thresh and Aphelios, which they definitely do have some potential here for a setup, but I would give this lane definitely to Kalista and Renata, as that is the more reliable lane, let's put it that way. But Aphelios, without a doubt, doesn't have a problem with a lot of people being in his range. However, the question is, will he be able to withstand all of the engage here, just off that top side? Add to that the Kalista and the Renata. I would definitely give this game to the red team when it just comes to the team combination, as Akali, obviously, who is going to be starting off in the mid lane here for the blue team. Not necessarily the strongest into this whole team comp either. All right, so bot lane did leash, red bot lane did not leash, which means a level advantage here available for the boys in red. We'll have a look at top side in a second, but down here this is quite important, as the level 2 will be achieved by Kalista and Renata. You see that they are not pushing too hard. They are pretty respectful with that, and that is very important, as we have a little bit of a cancelled auto attack here. Alright, gonna be jumping. Alright, Kalista, not so clean today, are we? Yeah, it's a little bit difficult, as Hecarim, who did a bot side clear, is going to walk down into the bot lane, but red team has already covered for that, as the Thresh Hook is going to land. But what does it do? Actually, solid trade here by the Aphelios that manages to withstand. Hecarim is ready for a gank, but Viego with the counter gank. You gotta be very careful with this Galio. Galio also popping his ghost, as a flash out of Viego. That means Viego has to retreat from this. Hecarim and Viego are going to switch sides. Hook lands onto the Kai'Sa. Ignite is Kalista, actually. Ignite is going down, and that is... Oh, the Q is going to get missed here, as Kalista will flash out and Aphelios manages to get away. But what a tragic situation. It turned from a really favorable fight here into quite the tragedy. Now, one thing that you see in the top lane here is Camille is pretty strong into Aatrox in the earlier levels, as Aatrox's cooldowns are quite punishable, as we are setting up for a bot lane dive here. Renata is going to miss and is going to go down, so now Aphelios just has to live long enough, as yes, that is 1 kill. It might be 2. Yes, it is 2 kills, but 1 kill goes over to the neutral faction in this game, which is going to be the Viego, who still maintains his shutdown gold. That is a little bit of an unfortunate situation for the Aphelios, as he could have gotten out quite a bit more out of this. Alright, in the mid lane, we're just going to see these skirmishes and, you know, some fights, but not much is going to come from it, if you can expect it. As oh, in the top lane actually we have a kill picked up onto Wulai. Wulai Dong Xianqi. Very interesting. So Camille might be caught out here by the Aatrox. The shield is going to help her a little bit, and yeah, Aatrox not able to connect. As Viego just working on farming up here. All right, not the most reliable situation, as actually Aatrox does pick up a kill onto Camille. Yeah, nothing happening here. as this wave is pretty big, pretty scary. And that is exactly why we're not doing much. Also, Galio obviously not hit level 6 yet. Alright, Galio going to jump in here, force a trade onto the Akali, who went the wrong way. That is not your turret, and you're going to go down for that. Goes down to the Aphelios. To the Aphelios. Yes, that is Aphelios, aka Viego. Aphelios down to the bot lane. He has picked up a call and running Doran's Blade, so he's going to have a decent amount of sustain. Infernum, pretty decent for pushing waves, pretty bad for being able to control the wave. But the Gravitum always useful, as the hook barely misses, and another kill onto the Aatrox picked up here in the top side. And again, we want to focus on this matchup just a little bit, as Kalista can seem a little bit unkillable at times, but Gravitum is going to pick up a kill onto the Kalista here, as actually Hecarim is going to pick up that kill, and Viego doing his best to defend as we are diving onto the Renata Glass. Ghost is activated, so yeah, kill is going to be picked up, and that is a wasted Galio ult. Pretty tragic here, as Hecarim is going to leave the battlefield and Galio moves into the bottom lane. Shutdown picked up onto the Viego here by the Akali. Pretty sick for her, pretty fortunate situation, as now we are ready to fight once again. Ultimate is going to come through. No way to go. Aatrox, but Akali was not ready, was not around, and so she will not be able to pick up a kill on to this Aatrox. Kami just wanting a little bit too much and not being on point with the Akali. Akali going to move back into the mid lane to pick up that wave, clearly, as we see the bot lane trying to recoup a little bit by, setting up farm. We are going to probably try to slow push this, as Aphelios does have his strongest weapon combo for fighting. So we'll see whether or not that changes the way they play. No Ghost available for Hecarim, however, his ultimate is, and so we have to be very careful. A well-timed W into R could catch both of these out pretty quickly, but Kalista is respecting so far, but Hecarim is ready to just gank from behind. Very creative way to approach the situation, and that is Kalista going down here to the Hecarim, and Aphelios with pretty ridiculous guns as well. Might be able to burst down this turret. Nope, is not going to be able to burst down the turret, but he can still do quite a bit of damage. Probably going to collect a plate here. It's Kami doing what every good top laner does. If you have some free time, yeah, move into the jungle, move into the river, kind of check out, find if you can find some control wards, see, have a look. You will put your jungler's mind at ease as well. Obviously, Hecarim was spotted out here, but it's always a little bit of a scary situation, as the jungler obviously cannot ward the Herald. 3-0 Hecarim, pretty far ahead, but don't count out Viego. It only takes one kill, as we have a lot of damage onto the Renata Glass, who is going to flash out of that situation. And now ultimate by Aphelios has been used, and Aphelios in a little bit of a troublesome situation, but the W is there, and he has no mana at all here at his disposal. But Infernum still pretty good at clearing waves, so actually very interesting that he elected not to just attack the cannon minion. But yeah, I wanted to put that out. He is probably building up the pressure and saying, yeah, do something about it, as Thresh just nonchalantly just executes the minion, doesn't even care. Dragon picked up here by the Viego, which puts, Hecarim at the Herald. And we are going to probably dive this Aatrox. Does he smell it? He does not smell it at all. He is going to go down here to the Kami ult. Does Hecarim live? No, Hecarim will go down, so no Herald will be summoned. Actually, not the perfect flash here by the Kami. And that is a double kill so far for Aatrox, but he might be able to get more. No, he will not be able to get more. Unfortunate situation, and obviously with the missing Herald summon as well. Oh, we might actually try to dive. It is an Akali, however. She has some tools at her disposal for outplay. Beautiful flash by the Galio as he is going to lock down the Akali for Viego and pick up the kill. Down here, Aphelios locked in a little bit of an unfortunate matchup here, facing off against the Kalista. Not the most comfortable situation to be in, I will be honest. A Thresh, beautiful engage, and the ultimate is going to hit, but Kalista gets out there pretty safely, as Hecarim is going to go down, and Kalista picks up the triumph and thus lives. No red smite damage execute here, as Galio 3-0-3 is actually a little bit stronger than he needs to be. So we'll see how exactly he manages to use that. First ultimate wasn't the best, but his roams and his map presence is definitely a thing, and now he will be able to have a very easy time getting push here potentially. So we'll see how exactly this lane will pan out, as the top lane as well, Aatrox did get quite a bit, and Aatrox is hitting that point where he can get stronger than Camille. Not item-wise, but the level spike, right? Where the second he has his Qs maxed out, this is where he becomes a bit stronger than Camille for a while, who is going to overtake him pretty soon enough though. Viego doing the good old, just trying to get as many jungle camps under his belt as possible. Hecarim splitting his time a little bit more between ganking and farming, who is going to try to invade here, but the beautiful ward spots him out, and Aatrox knows exactly what to be ready for. And all this time, Hecarim has just been misled and fooled. The red team is setting up for a little bit of a counter gank here. Setting up to counter the Herald. Beautiful, actually super big ward that has been placed there, as Akali and Galio are going to move back into the mid lane. Viego still hovering around the top side. Hecarim still chilling. Aatrox, I'm sure, still knows what is happening here as the Hecarim ult comes through, but Viego is ready to engage, and the stun is going to come through, and the Galio ult as well. One kill picked up here by Viego, and he has the Camille at his disposal. Ultimate is going to catch the Hecarim, and that is Hecarim going down once again. What a ridiculously unfortunate game here. Beautifully done by the top lane. Very solid play, and this is definitely a very high elo play here to make. They do realize that Hecarim went through here, the beautiful 500 IQ ward position actually, and we are going to have a little bit of a game for ourselves, aren't we? Now clearly this boy is still quite a strong boy, right? Aphelios still quite the animal, but definitely not as strong, I would say, as the Aatrox Viego. So we'll see how exactly he is able to fare against this, as he is doing a very solid job here, obviously. Yeah, turret is going to be taken down. A bit of a weak Herald, but after all of Hecarim's plays have been countered, he was forced to use it here. Actually very lucky that he still manages to get at least something out of it. Turret is going to be taken down, and that frees up the bot lane, who is probably going to go into the mid lane here. Yeah, we're setting up for a recall for the Akali as well, who is going to probably go bot lane now. Akali does like her bot lane, does like to be bot lane. That is where she can be the demon that she is, and just do whatever Akali likes to do, which mostly is set up for flanks and try to get kills, as Camille definitely not as strong anymore, and Aatrox is going to be quite the teamfight menace. Beautiful at setting up for the Viego together, especially with the brawly Galio. So definitely a scary, you know, team comp. But if Aphelios can be protected, then he shall be. Then he Tommy very strong, and so we'll see how exactly that works out. Obviously Thresh pretty good at everything in the support role, right? Setting up for plays, getting Aphelios out, you know, good at everything a little bit, but not as ridiculous. Arguably also outspaced by Actually, huge play here, as Akali is going to pick up a kill onto the Aatrox here. Yeah, beautifully done by the Akali. And that was a beautiful bait here by the opposing team, right? Doing the same thing again. As we are going to jump on to Kalista here. Kalista is going to heal, but it does not save her question mark. It will save her exclamation mark. As Renata Glass is going to go down. No bailout available. We are going to pick up a kill onto the Galio, who goes golden and has used his ghost already. Kalista still alive. But that is not a fortunate situation, as Viego is going to be caught out as well. And we have a little bit of a fiesta going on here. Hecarim has to be careful, but he will win the 1v1 in this situation. And Aatrox does pick up 1. Will he be able to pick up 2 kills? No, he will not be able to pick up 2 kills. And Aatrox goes down as well for a quadra kill here by the blue team. And now, blue team is finally ahead and strong in the saddle. Once again. Now, it has been a little bit of a fiesta. I'm not going to lie, but that's actually what I like about these solo queue games. There is a lot more action going on, and oftentimes I cannot comprehend the high elo plays that happen in pro play. So we'll still be casting these games here. Absolutely amazing game. As Kalista is still a strong champion, and she generally isn't a bad champion, but Hecarim is... I would say Hecarim is one of the better champions against her. As obviously, try to jump away from a horse that just runs at you like that. This horse is not like a Olaf that you can kill on approach. As Akali did manage to pick up quite a bit of kills, and she is going to be going Riftmaker build. Actually, very interesting. I kind of want to have a look at that and how that ends up working out for her. I kind of understand why. I think the theory here is that she's going to be taking a lot of damage, and this is going to be a sustained fight for her. And so she does want to take that, as well as it giving her true damage against the Galio, who potentially could be building some MR. Obviously has this MR shield as well. I don't think he will, though. I think I'm expecting a Zhonya out of it here. As we see a little bit of a setup onto the Aatrox, but Aatrox will be able to move out of there. Yeah, uses the E over the wall, but Thresh still kind of ready as the Flay comes out. Hook will be dodged, however, and Hecarim still looking for a kill, but I think that at this point Aatrox is too tanky. Unless he decides to fight, which he does, but still going to be able to move out. Aphelios in a little bit of trouble, but beautiful W out of the Thresh will save him from the Viego. Hook on to the Thresh, and this box is setting up for a beautiful, actually, Aphelios ult here. Taking down the Renata Glass, who was not ready to cast her bailout anymore. And that is the kill picked up here by the... Oh, what? I was expecting a kill picked up by the Kalista, but no, it is a kill picked up by the blue team top laner, which name I might have just forgotten. And she's going to go away with 4 3-2 stats out of this fight. 1 kill and assists, as we are knocking down the top lane turret, and we are going to finally nail in the lead. 5k gold, that is going to be very, very hard to come back from. And Aphelios, even though being out of position there, the W of Thresh did save him and put him into a beautiful position. Also, incredible R hit here, where he takes down the Renata, who's not able to use bailout on herself. And so Aphelios did an amazing job there. Alright, we're going to jump in to the bottom lane and are going to pick up our red buff here, as the Aphelios gives him quite a bit of power potential, and he is going to be jumping over the wall. And here we go. We are looking for a mid lane push into the dragon, but I'm expecting a fight here, as this is solo queue after all. So people are probably going to try to just bloody up the water as much as they can. As Aphelios and Thresh standing their ground, definitely looking for a little bit of poke. Aphelios is spamming his guns here, right? And trying to get rid of these current guns that he has. not the best teamfight guns, as he uses his Q just to get rid of these. I'm going to pick up the Ghost as well, and we are positioning here for the Dragon again, right? Wards are going to be cleared out, and Hecarim just jumps onto the Galio. Galio E actually going to hit the wall. And Aphelios picks up the Renata Glask again, who fails to bail herself out once more. Hecarim is going to pick up the kill onto the Kalista, and this is an absolutely beautiful game played here by the Aphelios. Very, very solid job as well in the top lane. Kali is going to pick up a kill on to the Viego. All right. What an Aphelios. What an Aphelios performance, huh? But yeah, absolutely favorable game here. And it looked like this was so red team favored, but just wasn't. So many mistakes out of the red and the blue team here, right? That dive up there, which was super messy, and then they end up running it back down. But the blue team generally standing together a little bit more and just being able to punish some more mistakes of the red team, right? Just generally, obviously Camille did secure that early lead in the lane as well. So did Aphelios, and they just, even though as a team, the red team worked together pretty well, in the end, every single member here managed to claw their way back onto the top of the gold charts. And so, Aatrox trying to do his best to catch up with that, but what are you going to do against this Camille, who's only going to get stronger and stronger as she will look for an angle here on the Kalista? No, we are giving that up, as Aphelios using his white guns just to pick up the Cloud Dragon. Hecarim coming in to collect the kill. And Viego still doing the same thing as always. He's just trying to farm up, as that is the Viego's life. Fun, I know. Viego looking at the Aphelios here. Aphelios is going to be able to get out of there. W is going to pull Viego back in, so this is definitely a scary situation. He is going to jump out, and Aatrox not able to touch the Aphelios here. Beautiful Aphelios ult comes out, doesn't do enough damage here to take down both at once, but he will eventually, with the Kali peeling a little bit for him as well. Renata Glask went down, and Hecarim and Camille cleaned up the rest of the game, and that is a surrender here by the red team. GG, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, and stay awesome.
Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я, всегда голодная, хорошая ты моя, я, бейби, ты моя, я. Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я.